I've got like spaghetti hair. Ooh, 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 ooh. Just ripped my eyelash off. So this video is something I did try and write about. Yeah, I was trying to write post on my blog, and I was just so angry trying to write it. I was just writing like swear words left, right and centre. So I'm gonna just give you a like quick little story about what happened today, and then just say like, you know, what I think, like advice if it was to happen to someone else, how I handled it, blah blah blah. Okay, so start off, I'm in Thailand at the minute. I'm in Koh Samui in like a wicked little bungalow. It's so nice. So yeah, it all began, like I got on the toilet earlier, just going for a wee, and the toilet's broken. I didn't break it from sitting on it, but it was just broken. Like it was flooding, toilet water everywhere. Got my sister, got changed into a towel, and just stood in the room. I won't get the sofa on because she'll be angry. But yeah, the curtain's there, slidey door. Little celeb anyway. So literally the curtains were open just a tiny little bit because the door was open, so wind and all that. And I'm just stood in my towel, minding my own business, watching Sophie struggle, not help her. And there's this man walking past, this old bloke, and he's like looked in, and I thought that's weird. And then anyway, he comes back and he's like, you know, he's not being shy about it. He's looking in, and he can see me looking at him, and I'm thinking, like, you know, when you're just so shocked but you don't know what to say. And then I'm like, I gave him this face. I probably had like 20 chins. I was like, and his friend's looking as well, his old mate. And then all of a sudden his wife's come along, and you know, they've hurried off down the road. I told Soph, and I couldn't even get my words out, and you know, I'm never lost for words. Soph ran to the door, bloody slammed it, door's nearly shattered because it's all glass. She just like went from zero to hero because she opened it again and went like, what are you doing? That's not right. You know, you shouldn't be doing that. We're in a private room. That's wrong. And this woman's like, what are you going on about? And the wife had no idea. And when we told the wife and it all sort of added up, she apologised. She was really sorry for what happened. And we were like, it's nothing to do with you, don't you worry. It's your husband that's done it. You know, it's him who should be apologising, but he just went off, he didn't care. In the end, I was just like, you know, I've had some things in the past, you know, silly things that happened, but never have I ever had someone look at me in the privacy of, like, you know, my own, like, space, you know, this private room, I've paid for it, like, you know, curtains shut open, you shouldn't be peering in. Evading my privacy, violating, like, you know, my rights, you know, because what is he waiting for? Me to take the towel off? Like, mate, I wouldn't hang around, nothing to, like, show off. But, you know, besides the point, it's just wrong. So anyway, it did put me down a bit because I was like, you just don't feel safe after that. Like, you don't really think, like, I know physically he didn't like come in or touch me, but that's not the point. It doesn't downplay the situation because, you know, I should feel safe wherever I am. I shouldn't, you know, have to worry about people peeping around, looking into the windows. Like, that's not right in any place, any country, anywhere. For me, at the time, I was like in shock and I could barely like say anything, and I was half naked, and you know, the only thing I could think of was bloody whipping the towel off and strangling this like creature. But my sister, which I was so like grateful for, like stuck up for me in the situation, and you know, said what she had to say and made a bloody good point. I just wanted to say, like, if you're ever in that situation where someone has invaded your privacy, or say you're walking down the street and someone, you know, has said something because they can't control themselves, like, that's, you're not like egging on the situation. Like, you didn't, what's the word, Soph? Provoke it, instigate it, I don't know, I think that's the word. Yeah, it's not your fault. Like, today I was still in the privacy of my own room, you know, curtains pretty much shut. It's not my fault the wind's blowing them a tiny bit. I didn't think people, you know, is going to be hanging around outside my door, but you know, I didn't ask that to happen, but I couldn't help but feel like violated. You know, if you are in that situation, don't feel embarrassed to say something. Stick up for yourself, because as long as you know that, you know, you're 100% like in the right and you have a voice, and you know, do you use it? So that's not your issue how the other person decides to handle how they're going to approach you. You're not asking for it, so just don't ever feel guilty. Sometimes I go out and I'm thinking, you know, oh, this is a bit booby, and I said to my sister, I feel uncomfortable like where we are, because, you know, I want to dress nice for myself. I like the clothes. I'm not doing it to be slutty or whatever. I don't care what people think of my outfits, but like, you know, when you've got people literally like, and they're never good looking, bloody hell, they're like always old gross men. I'm not saying all old men are gross, it's just usually the way, and they're undressing me with their eyes, and I'm thinking, get a grip, like, what are you doing? But my sister said to me, they're wise old bird, don't worry about these people, you can't control them, you know, you do you, carry on, walk down that street confident as you can, and ignore it. But yeah, so I hope my little rant has maybe, you know, helped or will help someone if you're in that situation. Hopefully you ain't gonna have bloody old mate granddad stood at your door watching you get dressed. Yeah, I've said what I've had to say, and I hope I can help someone. Like, if it does happen and you know that you can say something and it's not your fault, blah blah blah. So yeah, no more creepy oldies being weirdos.